Okay, there we go. Yeah, so now it's actually packaging it. I guess all it needed was time. I'm going to take these and go to ENIAC Computers. And when I'm there, I'm going to see if I can't squeeze a blender on that one patch with all the industrial tanks on it, and make some rocket fuel. Although, I think rocket fuel, I think that it actually makes more volume-wise. I'm also going to need tanks for, well, I can reuse the tanks from here. So this is for turbo fuel. Although, why it's not making any more of it? I mean, this thing should be full, right? So why isn't it full? It's got everything it needs. Alright, whatever. Now, the blender... let me see. Oh. I'm gonna swap this out for chainsaw. Always makes such an annoying noise. Maybe I want to use some explosives and blow up this rock formation here. Balls. I wasn't expecting it to take out that other thing too. Oh well. Let me see. The blender. Where to put the blender? Okay, programming it for rocket fuel. Oh wait a minute. 60 a minute, yeah. These pipelines, they take 300 a minute, the Mark 1 version, so it's not a concern. This place is getting kind of cramped though. Now where am I putting in the rock? Correct. Compacted coal, that, yeah. I need more of it. Do I have any deposited? Yeah, I got some, so... I can go back to... back to Coal Mountain Munitions. The hard part of this design is going to be getting the compacted coal back into here. This place. Now to do that, I need a pathway that connects to the blender or rather the output of the blender. Goes all the way around here. Well, it may be a long conveyor belt, but I'm kind of used to the idea by now. More stuff to blow up. Hang on a minute. Yeah, it's gone. Okay, so wrap around. Why did it let me do that? It didn't want me to continue the conveyor belt. Shouldn't have let me build it in the first place. Way around here. Now we can put the compacted coal back into the system. Now for the nitric acid. It's going to be unpackaged. There, I guess. And program it to unpackage nitric acid. And lastly, but not leastly, a couple things. The first of these is an industrial fluid buffer. Put it somewhere. We need to make a foundation first. Okay, there we go. All it needed was a foundation. another packager after it. There. Okay. Let's talk power here for a second. Upgrade this to Mark II. Connect packager, blender. And the other packager. Okay, and load the nitric acid. Can't ignore that, can I? Need some rocket fuel. I think it's 100 bottles of it. This is kind of taking a while, but it is keeping up with the pace of this blender. I suppose what I'll have to do right now is go grab some of that compacted coal, because it's still using that. Running out of it, or at least running low on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go back to Coal Mountain Munitions, grab the compacted coal there, and come back here. Okay, that's 100 bottles. Did I program this thing? I never did. Okay. Package the rocket fuel. Oh wow, this really is going quick. But it looks like you need 2 rocket fuel for 1 package. I'm going to let it do that. I'm thinking about this. This place's main function is to make computers. The only reason that it's doing all this fuel stuff is because I wasn't really sure what to do with the residue other than refine it to fuel. Yeah, this thing's full. This thing isn't, though. It's draining, like, overall. I guess I'm gonna have to hang 10 here until until all 400 packages of nitric acid have been unpackaged. Or, let me see. Well, wait, there wouldn't be any rocket fuel in here, would there? Wait a second. This isn't liquid at all. This is gas. I wasn't expecting that. But it looks like it's about a little under a quarter full already. So I guess this isn't going to take too long. Well, I've got 400 bottles of rocket fuel, which is a gas apparently. And so I'm going to finish sulfur research once and for all to make ionized fuel. Ionized fuel unlocked. The origin story of this extremely efficient type of fuel was so fascinating it resulted into a new joke. I will tell the most popular version. A cow, a power slug, and rocket scientist walk into a bar. The rocket scientist wants a milkshake, and so transportation was forever changed. Any historical inaccuracies have been removed by the Fix-It Department of Historical Reinterpretation. In other words, it uses power slugs. Or power shards. I'm not so sure I'm into that. I need power slugs for more research. I only have 64 out of the 100 that I'm looking for. And as you can see, I can't progress any further until I finish phase 4. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do next. Welcome to another episode of The Solution was staring me right in the face and I was too dense to realize at the theater. So what to do with the fuel that, or should I say what to do with the heavy oil residue that the plastic refineries for ENIAC computers put out? Well, I was originally trying to refine it into rocket fuel eventually, but that was because I suppose I wanted a steady supply of rocket fuel for drones. But there was another solution which was a little more obvious, and that was to burn the fuel, feed it back into the power grid. I mean, I'm putting out fuel here at 53 1/3 per minute. I might as well use it and put out some more power, which I'm sure will stabilize after a while. That's why I got 3 of them. 2 of them are because one individual fuel powered generator takes fuel at 20 a minute. One of them, this one actually, I underclocked to 2/3 capacity, which is 13 1/3. I think 20 times 2/3 is 40 thirds. 40 divided by 3. Yeah, it is some 13 thirds. 40 divided by 3, 110 carry the 3. That's 16.6. Except repeating. Never mind. What I'm really looking for is 13 thirds, which multiply that by 10, or sorry, 13 1/3, which multiply that by 3, and you get 39, 40, yeah. 40 thirds out of 20. 40 thirds out of 20 is, well, see, you're dividing it by 20, multiplying it by 20. So 40 divided by 3 divided by 20 equals 2/3. Well, I was right all along, I suppose. I mean, this is set at 2/3. This is giving me a headache. I have no idea whether I can only hope that my calculations here are right. But regardless, the fuel is getting burned and it is contributing to the power grid, even if it is a little unsteady. And yeah, I took the pipeline out from here. But I'm not really sure whether I'm going to need more rocket fuel or maybe just more turbo fuel. To think of it. Okay, yeah, I took out all the power shards. regardless, this thing is going to keep on making computers, which it has some of, but not a lot, but some. I'll take it anyway. Now, the reason is I need a lot of computers to make a lot of supercomputers and a lot of radio control units. I suppose I ought to make the supercomputers first because maybe I can make them both at the same time. Put down another field manufacturer and be done with it. The thing is, I'm going to need a lot of both for phase 4, the phase 4 components. Oh, and I also stopped sinking plastic as well as rubber, because, I mean, rubber, yeah, I need that for a component. I think it's the cooling system, and also another one of those phase 4 components. And plastic, of course, I need for supercomputers, so I need to accumulate it, although I do have a considerable amount already, and I've calibrated the field manufacturer to make supercomputers. I mean, supercomputers are one of the... I do have all this stuff calculated, like how much of something, of each component I'm going to need for phase 4. If I can read all this, my handwriting's tiny. Cables. SP. Look, the point is, I don't just need supercomputers for phase 4. I need them for other things too, like the particle accelerator. I want to see what that does besides, well, accelerating particles. I mean, it's supposedly I think it uses a variable amount of power. Like, it's not steady like a blender or an assembler or anything simple like that. No, it apparently particle accelerator's power usage can bounce all over the place. And I'm not so sure it's worth risking the grid over all that. So, what I figure out how to do, and I haven't done this yet, is use the nuclear plant exclusively for the particle accelerator. Oh, you know, this reminds me of something. You know what else I need? Cash. What do I mean by cash? Well, hold on a second. First things first, I gotta grab some all-clad sheeting. Because one of the parts is gonna need turbo motors. Turbo motors need cooling systems. Cooling systems need all-clad sheeting, and I got some of it here. I should restock that. Yeah, there we go. See? Oh, but I also need cash. Now, if I can find out where... God, how do you lose a landmark? It's a big archway. Yeah, that one, right over there. Okay, yeah, I know that my SAM factory is a little off the grid. Well, I suppose that may be because it's not really an official part of things. I mean, I researched it. I don't know whether or not you are quote-unquote supposed to find strange alien matter in like a tier. If there is one, it'll probably be the last one, tier 9, but I'm not really sure. Now, where's that bridge? It has been a while since I've been here, so... And in all that time, I meant to accumulate a lot of SAM fluctuators. Well, I have a lot of SAM fluctuators, but nowhere to use them right now. Because what I gotta do is gather Mercer spheres. But in the meantime, well, let me just put these down. I suppose it is worth something. By the way, I turned this thing off because, well, probably because the grid went down on me that one time. Had to go so far as to use a nuclear, the nuclear plant, and really. Okay, so this is going to be a really quick setup here. And I'm going to take not the whole, not all the SAM fluctuators. I got a weird feeling I'm going to need them at some point, but a lot of them. And I'm going to sink them. As many as I can fit in a regular one of these things. Now, let me see. What's the... oh, right, under logistics. Conveyor belt Mark 5. I want to see how this thing works, or how fast it actually goes. Holy cats, look at that. It's going so quickly. I guess the sampling rate is a little bit off. It actually looks as though the fluctuators are moving backwards, when in reality they can only be moving forwards, out of the box and into the sink. Yeah, look at this. It takes a lot of points, but I got a lot of stamina. And if you see this graph here, it's like 27,000 a minute. Yeah, and yeah, see how quick that's draining? That's because the Mark 5 conveyor belt transports 780 resources a minute. The reason I need this cache is probably because, well, it doesn't really look it, but I consider myself running low on homing missiles, and that's like the only thing I buy rather than build. Well, since there isn't anything the matter with the power grid, I might as well turn this back on. Oh, and I never did give this a name. Yeah. This is just 61 megawatts, and look at that. The capacity, what do you call it? The production, the amount of power being produced, or the amount of, or its capacity, seems to have leveled off. In other words, those, what do you call it? Those fuel plants, they seem to be, seem to have stabilized. In other words, it looks like my calculations were correct.